Howdy, folks! We're gonna watch Joyce change out her cooking implement, if you will. Stove, right?
Okay, so today's project is going to be...
Howdy, folks!
Okay, so today's project is going to be replacing my Suburban cooktop stove with the DOMETIC D21. There was a recall on the Suburban stoves, and I'm having trouble trying to get into the dealership, and I didn't really like the setup of the Suburban anyways. I think the DOMETIC looks much better.
It does.
So today we are going to be... Today we are going to be putting this beautiful stove in. I think what we're going to start with, if you take these rubber grommets off, you're going to see screws in there. So we're going to unscrew that and then see what's underneath it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is make sure that the propane tank is off. And it is. A little disclaimer we got here. Now, the instructions that the DOMETIC stove came with says it must be installed by a qualified technician.
That'd be me, folks.
We're not qualified technicians.
I am. You're not.
Okay. So we're going to take a look. There we go. So this is what it looks like underneath once you loosen up those screws. So let's take a look at the wiring here. This is the ground. And then we have the yellow in this case is the positive, and the white is the negative. All we have to do is unscrew the propane and then put it back on the other one. So we're using a 3/4 wrench to get the propane line off. Okay, I'm going to lay that down here. The tiny, tiny one. Okay, this is the ground. Take a tiny screwdriver. There we go.
Right. Out with the old.
Okay, so this is what it looks like without anything in it. What he wants to see? There's your sink and your plumbing. Okay, so we set the cooktop in, so we're gonna have to fit it now. Slightly off. A tad there. A tad there. And then the sink is a little bit, the faucet is a little bit in the way, so we're gonna have to do something with that. Okay, so we're gonna have to move that over about a, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or so in order to get it to fit.
Those tights that way.
So this is the tiny hole. So we do have some room to work it. But first we're going to fit the DOMETIC back in, do the cutting, and then we'll cut that hole where we need to. Okay. Be careful, don't cut yourself in the edges. They do hurt. All right. I'm going to go get a marker so we can mark, okay? See, this doesn't look good here either. This is off here. Like you can see, There's a difference here and here. Okay.
Okay, so I decided to get a towel and put it into the empty space of the countertop. That way, while I was trimming it, I didn't want to have to worry about the wood shavings falling into the crevices and cleaning up a big mess. But basically, as I was trimming with the jigsaw, I would do little bits at a time because you can never do too little at a time, but you can always do too much, and there's no going back. So just take your time while you're doing this until you get it right.
Almost. How much more?
So you gotta trim a little bit more on this side here. You're too far down though.
Alright, so it's nice and level now. It's good. Now all we gotta do is move this over.
Okay, so I forgot to explain what I was doing here. So basically, I just put the ring back and I marked it out with the permanent marker to see where I would need to cut it. I took a step bit and I drilled through it. It took my time until I got the right size to cover the hole. And then we screwed it back on and got everything in working order.
Tested the water, running, no leaks. Everything's nice and dry. Everything's working good. I'm gonna set the DOMETIC in to make sure it fits still. Alright, so everything fits nice and flush. Sink's working. There's no leaks. So all I gotta do now, because that screw, that one's not lining up, but this one does, so I can screw that one in, but I just need to bring a little piece of wood out here. Yeah, take this piece, I'm gonna screw it on there, and the thing sets flat. You can screw into that. Alright. Okay, now I'm not an electrician, but this is how I'm going to do it instead of just sticking the wire right in. I ended up putting some connectors on it, that way I could just slide it right in. So now they're both on there, they're nice and snug, they're not getting loose. Attach that. I'm going to ground this right back here like the Suburban was with the screw. And then this is nice and tight hooked up. So we should be done with this in a moment. Okay, so we use a self-tapping screw, put on the ground. Now we're going to put on the positive and the negative. All right, now to try it out. Okay, so I'm a little nervous, but let's see if I did a good job. Beautiful. And we're good to go. We got it working, yay.